If you missed yesterday, or it was 2 days ago, if you missed 2 days ago on LinkedIn, I went live and shared a story about the summer camp story from my daughter. If you missed it, go back and watch that because this will make more sense. Or you can go on YouTube and Google or search the summer camp story every builder needs to hear. It will give you the foundation for what I'm going to share today. This is the practical layer, the how behind the why. So if you are watching this video is for you. If you are rebranding, refining your message, if you are a professional in health, education, tech, or care, or maybe you are a builder working inside the 23 trillion disability market. People don't seem to get what I do, even though I know it matters. Does that sound familiar? This video is for you as well. This is not for someone who's looking for people looking for a copy paste script, because it's not that. And if you're looking for me to tell you exactly what to say, it's not that. This provides a framework to help you reframe your value clearly, and you want it to be able to land and connect with the people that you are serving and providing value to. I'm going to walk you through what I call the gas station reframe. So it's based on a true story. My daughter, who went to a STEAM camp last year, asked her favorite summer memory, and she said it was seeing a friend at a gas station. Like I said, go back and watch the other video. If you didn't watch it, it will make more sense. The takeaway was your audience doesn't remember the most structured part of your offer. They remember the most human part, the part that connects, that they find value in. So this framework will help you to be able to connect a little more to the work that you're doing, to the people that you are trying to serve, show how your brand helps the people you are trying to serve, and reframe your message so it doesn't just inform, it's providing value to the people that you are trying to serve. If you're watching this thinking, okay, this makes sense, but I still don't know how to apply it to my brand, this will provide you a framework, but I will say each brand is different, and I can speak to you offline if you want a little bit more aligned information regarding your brand specifically. Okay, so I'm going to we're going to set the tone. All right. I will use my brand, the resource key, to give you example. When the resource key first started, our messaging was, we are an inclusive and accessible marketing agency. Now, if you've been here since the beginning, you know that. You've probably heard that. Maybe I saw you at a networking event, or you just have been following the resource key for years. So that sounds great. But what we were finding when we were going to different events was it did not resonate with our audience. They didn't understand, okay, helping brands make their marketing inclusive and accessible. So for this example, we're going to use the resource key brand before we changed our messaging. And the setting, let's say we're in a paint shop. I know it's random, but I want to show you this so that you can really understand how this framework works. So the original offer as is, which would be current offer exactly how you describe it today, no changes yet. So that's number one. For us, it would be, we help brands make their marketing inclusive and accessible. Two, what is the next step you would do? What the audience already loves. So this would be, what does your audience already value or feel connected to? You're going to think of routines or emotions or familiar experiences, not abstract goals. All right. So if I'm thinking of someone, a paint shop owner, let's say, would be thinking of, maybe they would say something like this: my regular customers like feeling known. They come here because I remember their favorite colors or give them tips. So that's what a paint shop owner may say about their target audience, the people that are coming back and finding value in how they are serving them. So 3 would be their gas station moment. What unexpected human moment would they remember, even if it wasn't the main event? All right. So this is the real world sign that your brand or service made someone feel seen. Right? What would that look like? Okay, so keep in mind the resource key, inclusive and accessible marketing, That's how our brand messaging was in the beginning. So, how could I align that in real time to have this conversation with the paint owner regarding this framework? So, I would say something like when someone who usually gets ignored, like a customer that may have low vision or a mobility aid, walks in and feels like they belong here too. So that would be a real world example that would align with a paint owner. They would understand that, right? I didn't say inclusive and accessible marketing, but essentially I'm saying the same thing, but aligning it with something that is in real time related to what they would understand. All right. The fourth one is how my offer helps create that moment. Right. So I want you to think about how does your product or service enable that kind of connection without being too technical or abstract. So I may say something like, we help you make your flyers, stores, signs, and Instagram posts feel welcoming to more people without making it complicated or corporate. All right, so 5 would be your reframe first line. So you rewrite your intro sentence using language and their language and value. So whoever your target audience that you're speaking to. This line should feel familiar and emotionally resonate, even to someone outside your field. All right, so I could say something like, we help neighborhood shops like yours make everyone feel like a regular. All right, so I didn't change what the resource key does, right? We're still inclusive and accessible marketing. But I did change my messaging and reframed it to align with this paint owner, right? So they could understand we help neighborhood shops like yours make everyone feel like a regular. All right. And then if they ask more questions, then I could go into not necessarily like the process, but always be thinking about the end. Like, what's the transformation? What is it that my target audience is going to value and resonate with? All right. So, bonus. So, that's a framework. So a bonus for this would be if you are working with expansion partners, right? An expansion partner could be just a partnership. We talk about this a lot, and one of our other frameworks is the build framework, but it could be an investor or whoever it is that's going to be helping for growth as a partner. So you want to frame your work in business terms. So, what's the economic opportunity, market signal, strategic advantage? Why does this matter now? And how is it often overlooked? So, how would I frame my messaging for that? Okay, remember this is bonus. This, I would say something like most paint shops don't realize that 1 in 5 adults, let's say, has a disability and they want to shop local too. We make sure your marketing doesn't accidentally leave them out and turns more first timers into loyal customers. What? So, who doesn't want to turn, what paint shop owner does not want to turn a first time customer into a loyal customer, right? So there's a lot of things that are speaking to the audience, but also to if you are looking at talking to expansion partners, something that's very important is that you want to always be considering, all right, how can I get my message to move? When I think about messages moving, I think about, well, one, someone needs to know what it is that what value do you provide, right? And so if I have my messaging so clear that I can speak to a paint shop owner, a coffee shop owner, a Michelin star restaurant owner, a toy store owner, that I've reframed it, but haven't changed the value, what we provide as a business and a brand. If I can be so clear that no matter whose hands it is in, my messaging is clear. You don't want an expansion partner not being able to understand what it is that you do, right? So, and that is the importance of having, whether you use this framework or anything else, another framework, you need to be able to have clear messaging, period. Okay, so I am going to stop there. I'm going to show you, we developed a framework. Like I said, it's not where you are going to have a specific template because you're going to have to adapt and it takes, repetition. I've been doing this for over more 5, 6, 7 years, right? In terms of just making sure that whatever it is that I'm doing, I'm making sure people understand, right, in a way that aligns with them without changing an offer. Okay. Someone asked me, and I'll answer this question because someone asked me in a message, how can you ensure that someone understands what it is that you do in real time? Which I thought was a great question. And when I think back to all of the years of just building my own personal brand as well as building the resource key, one of the things that I love doing is after I share, right, the to someone, let's say it's at a networking event, I will ask after I give my what people will consider an elevator speech. I ask them, I would love to hear what you hear in terms of what it is that I do, right? And so that allows me to know that they understand what it is that I do or they don't understand. And it's also too interesting because, and I look at this too with even when people introduce you, people will introduce you in a way that resonated with them. So there may be certain words in your bio, in your messaging on your website that may resonate with people differently. And if you track it long enough, you'll see they just use that resonated with them or that's how they interpret it. And that's why I believe this is important because of the fact that what you may see as someone understanding what it is you do because it's so clear to you is not necessarily happening in real time. All right, so I'm going to share my screen so you can see this framework. All right, so pretty much we outlined called the gas station framework. There's little icons for you to be able to have just to remember which parts of the framework. There is the paint shop example. And then at the end, you can fill in as it relates to your brand. We have setting because of the fact that that is nice because you can do a lot of different examples. And this is great too if you're doing it with a team. You can say, hey, like, let's pretend the setting is a coffee shop and you're going in. So it allows you to get a lot of reps and get so clear with your messaging that you're able to shift real time. Like I said, you're not changing what it is that you all do, but you are changing what value it provides to whatever target audience you're working with. All right. So if this has been valuable to you, as always, drop a heart. You can like this, or you can also comment reframe if you would like to have this framework. I can send it to you, or I can provide you the link.